Good to have you join us in the world of sport. Well, we just have to look at the activities in the handball, that's basketball. Welcome you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Chishafe. Always good to have some truths coming from the dunk and slam sport there. Now we have to look at stories trending in the world of sport, starting with CAF releasing the best 11 of the just concluded WAFCON, Makeup of Nations, where Nigerians, Ajibade and also Sinasho Hale makes that particular list. We have them. Quickly, let's look at the team list that has to do with the WAFCON competition that just took place in Morocco. We have Dlamini, Margaret Belem, Mbane. They are that's the goalkeeper and the defenders. Sinachi Ohale from Nigeria, Zinab Redwani from Morocco, Refilo Jane, South Africa. You have Grace Chanda in the middle of the park, Zambia player. You have Chebbak Ghislaine of Morocco there. Rashida Ajibade standing from the right flank. And you have Jamin Seposewen topping the 9 there. You have Fatima Tagnout of Morocco standing from the wing there. Those are the 11 players that actually made that squad looking at the WAFCON 2022. Well, out of the 11, South Africa actually got 4. 2 Nigerians, 2 Zambians. You have 3 Moroccans making that particular best 11 of the tournament. Well, good one there to talk with me is Ibrahim Yusuf. Good to have you, Ibrahim.
Always nice to be here, Denny.
And still looking at this top 11 of the tournament, looking at the fact that the expected 2 were injured. That's Asisat Oshuala, Gatlana, Tembi Gatlana of South Africa. They couldn't make it because they got injured at the early stage of the tournament. Still, we're able to at least get our best 11 that CAF released. And good one, you still have 2 now. Despite Nigeria not getting what they actually wanted, we're still able to have 2 out of the 11.
Well, not getting what they wanted, not getting what we actually expected them to get, because as far as we're concerned, when it comes to our expectations and the way the girls played and what we actually got at the end of the day, the tournament was really not a successful one for Nigeria. And for 2 players to actually make it to the final 11, you actually believe that, okay, fine, these 2 players did a good job, even though the team did let us down a little bit and we didn't get what we expected them to get. Well, I just hope that this will be a wake-up call for Nigeria female football and of course the technical crew and everybody involved in female football exactly in Nigeria, that it's no longer business as usual. We don't always expect to be dominating the tournament anytime we go into it on the African continent, and then things need to be put in place for us to get back to where we used to be.
Well, still looking at that list, as is actually, goalkeeper Angela Dlamini really shone like million stand for South Africa. She only considered 3 goals out of they scored 10. They considered 3 defenders. See, from South Africa, you have Mbane, Ohale, and you have Belemu and Redwani. In the middle of the pack, like I said earlier, Zambia, Morocco, and South Africa dominating that place. While in the forward department, you have Rashidat Ajibade, Fatima Tagnat, and Jermaine Seponsore of South Africa. Well, from this tournament, we saw a lot of thrills, a lot of issues here and there, officiating, and despite that, we're still able to get the best out of the best. If you have to dispute this particular CAF list, CAF best 11, is there any player you think should have made it, or should not be on this list?
No, I don't think that there is actually. This list is actually a clear reflection of what happened. If you look at that list, even by not knowing what happened in the tournament, if you look at that list, nobody needs to tell you that South Africa...
These are the best.
Exactly, and nobody needs to tell you that South Africa actually won that tournament, because they have a player in each position, meaning they were strong in each position on the pitch. So I think this is a clear reflection of the best performers when it comes to this year's WAFCON.
Well, South Africa really did well, dominating the WAFCON, winning 6 out of 6. And they considered just 3 goals after scoring 10. Congrats to Bayana of South Africa. Actually, they have 4 players making that particular squad. The best 11 in Africa at the just concluded Women Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. 2 Nigerians, the girl with the blue hair, and that is Rashidat Ajibade making that cut. And you have Osinachi Ohale, the lady at the defense, who also make that list. Congrats to all of them. And from there, we move straight to talk about a Nigerian that really did well just a few days back. She dominated the world by winning the 100 meters hurdles. That's talking about Tobiloba Amusan. Right now, the former holder of that record, Kendra Harrison, popularly known as Kenny Harrison, right now has congratulated Toby Amusan for smashing her record. The record was set in 2016, 12.20, but Tobiloba Amusan has broken it down by running 12.12. That's 12.12, extra 0.08 seconds to beat that record there. Congrats to the Nigerian. And really, I love the fact that Kendra didn't fit to do this. After all, Johnson was actually complaining that maybe she wasn't convinced that she ran that 12.12. But the fact that Kendra came out to appreciate her, that should at least another American appreciating what the Nigerians
it's in the spirit of sportsmanship. We do expect sportsmen and women, even if you don't feel it deep down inside, we know she couldn't have been happy by a record being broken, but still, she did come out to congratulate a fellow sportsperson and encourage that person to actually do better. It's in the spirit of sportsmanship, it's really in bad taste when somebody comes out and said, this person doesn't deserve this person doesn't deserve that, no, it was wind assisted, no, we don't really believe that time. All these things, they are really in poor spirit of sportsmanship. But I believe Kenny needs to be applauded for coming out and say, okay, fine, this woman actually did this, broke this record, she deserves it, congratulations. And
if you look at that, even the Johnson talking, we know how he dominated the 200 meters.
Yes, exactly.
And now that he was actually not convinced, according to him, but he's convinced that Kendra Harrison broke the record in 2016 for 12:20.
Exactly.
And the record has stood for 28 years before Kendra Harrison broke it. Was also, he admitted with that. Now, if you recall, the 12:20 seconds that Kendra ran formerly was, say, okay, 12.53 before they now revert and say, okay, it was 12:20. Okay. Now, in Nigeria, have done 12.12, and then you have to say something.
Well, definitely you'll have to say something. Just like I said, it's in the poor spirit of sportsmanship for Johnson to come out and say, okay, she didn't deserve that, or he doesn't believe that she
was
wind assisted or anything like that. Just when I was listening to the commentary, of the race itself, I mean, like, the commentator said it, wind assisted or not, this woman deserves to be applauded.
Smashed the world record.
And she broke the record. So give her what is due to her. You don't need to go and say that this was wind assisted, this was not wind assisted, in as much as she did not cheat. In as much as she did not caught doping or anything like that, or taking performance enhancement drugs, give this person her due. You understand? You don't need to come and start saying that this one doesn't deserve it, that other person deserves it. It doesn't work like that. If you believe that Kenny Harrison actually broke the record, all those years back. Why wouldn't you believe this one? Because she doesn't come from a side of the world.
Automatically, it means Johnson too could be doubting using Bolt's race.
Why shouldn't he? Exactly. Then he should doubt every other person's race.
Yes.
Apart from his own, I believe.
So it's only his own that is perfect.
Exactly. So you can see the clear bias there. You understand? These are things that you probably shouldn't come out and say, even if you do feel them. Even there's no reason for you to feel like that, but you really shouldn't come out and it's in poor spirit. And for an international track star like Johnson to come out and say things like this is really, really bad taste.
A bad taste coming from the likes of Michael Johnson. Well, from the way it is, our own girl, Tobiloba Amusan, has been celebrated worldwide. Even the former record holder, Kendra Harrison, right now celebrating her for the fact that she smashed that record from 12.20 seconds to 12.12 seconds. Though she ran 12.06 seconds in the finals, which is not standing. We still have to appreciate our own for doing that. Though it's not standing, but at least she ran that race and she shocked the whole world by dominating that 100 meters hurdles. No one has done that in the history of Nigeria. Now we are celebrating Tobiloba Amusan for at least putting Nigeria at the world map and also making our anthem to be listened to. They are shedding tears of joy on the podium. Congrats to Tobiloba Amusan. They are moving away from athletics. Let's talk about football. It's been going on over there in England. Well, Euro 2022, England, where they did well, defeating Sweden 4-0. It was a fantastic one coming from Alexia's Rosso. That Rosso goal was fantastic, a backheel goal, and it was surprising.
Backheel nutmeg. You understand? It was a backheel nutmeg.
Serious nutmeg.
And it was a beautiful goal to watch. You know, that's some of these things that you see when you see these things on the pitch. They remind you of why we fall in love with a sport like football. And I think the English women, the Lionesses, did a very good job. And maybe it could be coming home.
Like they always say.
Exactly, they always say.
But they've been saying, yeah, when you look at men's version.
Exactly, the men couldn't do it.
Since 1966.
The men couldn't do it. The men couldn't do it. They are hoping that the women can actually do it for them.
Wait a minute. It seems what is happening to Nigeria is happening to England. You know, if you notice, our ladies have really done well when it comes to football in Africa. They've won it 9 times and all. Our men only 3 times. And look at England now. Their women are now into the finals of this competition.
Well, the men got to the final.
Since 1966, they won it.
The men got to the final of the Euros. The last Euros. I know they won. The men got to the final.
What I'm saying is, but there's chance. But we have the chance now. Although France, Germany will determine, because you can't underrate German players, you can't underrate the French players.
Exactly.
Anything can happen. But the way they did this one, very massive. Different.
It was very different, and it was massive. I mean, like winning 4-0 in the semi-final. I mean,
against Sweden. You know how good Swedish football ladies.
Exactly. That's a very tough one, and they give a good account of themselves by winning 4-0 in a semi-final. So yes, they have high chances going into the final. But the men got to the final and they got beat at the end of the day after shouting "It's coming home" and it's coming home
and it's not coming home.
And it didn't go
maybe
anywhere.
They shouldn't be saying it's coming home. They should be saying
exactly. Maybe it should be where it is. It should remain where it is till we go and bring it back home. Till we go and bring it back home, yes.
That slogan is not really, maybe, you know, if you look at English football, with all due respect, they play very interesting football. Yes, their league is, wow, always want to be there to watch and all that, but really the hype is too much.
The hype is too much. When you look at the English league, you're talking about the English league now. How many English players are actually lighting up the league?
Is that actually the foreigners that come
Exactly.
around?
It's the foreigners that are coming in with the money that they have, that they attract the foreigners that come into the league. Those are the ones that are making the league what it is. Remove all the foreigners from the English league now and see what happens to the English league. You'll be left with people like Harry Maguire.
Making names.
Exactly.
With much respect to Man United fans already winking that. But seriously, when you look at football, England, yes, very good. England and Netherlands, I see those 2 countries. They play good football, but winning trophies has been kind of away from them.
It has always been their problem. But even it's in the Netherlands most especially, because they have had
very good
fantastic individual players over the years, you understand, and very amazing teams. And I think the last time they won anything was in 88.
A long time.
You
a long
understand?
time. And you look at the squad, when you look at the names and how they play football,
Exactly.
like the Dutch
and
team.
even at that time, they had to have players like Van Basten, Rijkaard, Gullit, all in one
by
team.
set.
You
Set
understand?
by- the set you are mentioning now.
Yeah, before they could, those were the last ones to win anything.
Now,
and they had to have those kind of players.
If you cross
before
the
they
set
win
of Snyder,
You understand?
begin to think of another set of players.
You have the Robins of this world, the Schneiders, all they came, they went, they were close. Went to the
But they
finals
couldn't
of the
get
World Cup
it.
and they couldn't get it.
Think of
You
Van
understand?
Bronckhorst.
And now
Van der Vaart.
and now they have a fantastic crop of players again. I think they are on the rise. Dutch football is back on the rise again after a lull of some years, but it's back on the rise again. And well, they keep on. It's always close. It's always near for them.
They will be so close, and it will just elude them.
Exactly. I think that's what's happening to the Belgian national team.
See, same thing in Belgium. You look at the crop of players, you'll be like, wow, this is a standout squad or
Exactly.
list. When they release their list, you'll be like, even on the bench, the bench can defeat some countries,
Exactly.
some other nations.
Exactly.
When they play the bench.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, they will just get close. They will be able to win it. So close.
And you have a nation like Italy who put together a
Old
ragtag team of players, and then they'll go and
Old
win
players.
it, and then they'll go and
They'll
win
win
it.
it.
You understand?
Look
I
at
think
France.
the only ones, I think the only ones that you can say, okay, fine, they have fantastic crop of players and they have the results are probably France and Spain.
Yes, they
You
will always
understand?
be there.
They'll
They will
always
have
be there.
the squad,
the squad,
and they will win.
and they actually win it.
The same
But when
thing
you-
with
but when-
Brazil and
but-
Argentina.
Exactly. But when you talk about the English, the English. Really, sometimes do they even have the players? Because you can only, when you look at their squad list, you can maybe like 2, 3, 4 people that you can say, okay, fine, these guys can actually make it.
Make it in
All
other countries.
Exactly. All the rest of them are just English players. Really?
Maybe they should. Maybe you could take a cue from France. Even though yes, they are all. You can say maybe 60% of French team is blacks, right? They are blacks.
But even the English, they open it up now. They have the likes of Fikayo Tomori coming in.
They
have
have
Chukwuemeka.
Raheem Sterling and all
You
of
understand?
them.
You have a person
So maybe they should bring more blacks to come and play
I
for
think
them.
that is what they should do. Maybe they should open it up a little bit more. You understand? A lot of people were making a very big case for Fikayo Tomori during the last European nations. They didn't go with him. He was having a fantastic season with AC Milan, but they didn't bring him. So I think they should start looking into players like that. They have a very good young man called Kani Chukwuemeka now in Aston Villa, doing fantastically well, and definitely he will be an English national.
It's very painful anyway. When you hear the likes of Chukwuemeka playing for England,
Eze playing for
come on,
Okafor.
you hear those names, Karimo Adeyemi.
Adeyemi.
When you hear
You understand?
Alaba David playing for Austria, you'll be wondering how come. You
Honestly,
understand? But anyway,
if we pick these guys from the diaspora and bring them to the Nigerian national team, you can only imagine the kind
places,
of
but at
damage
times
that we'll do.
it won't help. We'll forget about our local player. Although we have another foreign name in our midst anyway. We have Plumter Ashley.
Ashley, yeah, well, we have.
Just digressing a bit from talking football, at least we've been talking about the Euro 2020, where England right now is coming home, as they always say. Let's wait if truly to be coming home. They did so well against Sweden, defeating them 4-0 as that game went down in the semi-finals. Good one for Russell, actually scored a back nutmeg there. A good one for that team. Let's see who they be playing between Germany or France. They'll be playing their own semi-final today, and we'll see who England will be facing for the finals in that competition. Quickly, let's run through some transfer stories as our time is really running. We talk about a Nigerian where he has moved to join Gothenburg IFK of Sweden. He has joined on loan. Talking about Salisu Seidu. Salisu joins Gothenburg of Sweden on loan. Kano Pillars at the end of the season with at least an option to buy. That is if he performs.
If he performs well, you can imagine that you get relegated from Nigeria Professional Football League, and then you go and you get a club in Sweden at least on loan. Well, there's a chance.
Then he should prove himself.
It's a chance for him to prove himself. They must have seen something in him.
Yes.
Even though his team did not do particularly well, he got relegated, but they saw something in him to actually get him on loan. So he has a whole season to prove himself, and if he can do that, he'll secure a very good move.
A good move for Seidu Salisu. At least let's see what he'll be offering. He was able to score more goals for Kano Pillars, and now he'll be with them on loan to the end of season. If he performs well, an option to buy is on the table. See, talking about transfer, let's talk about Napoli. They sold their player, and now they want another one that will be replacing him in the person of Kim Min-jae of Fenerbahce right now, as they are looking for him. They're really moving close to sign this player. A fantastic move for for me.
Yes, it is a very, very good move. Kim Min-jae has had a fantastic season. He's an amazing central defender, great awareness, a very smart player at that. Sold Kalidou Koulibaly, who's a very strong defender as well, for very good money when you look at it, when you look at his age and his performance and all that. So if they can get Kim in to the team right now, integrate him, it will be a very good replacement for Kalidou.
Well, Kalidou has moved on, and well, from the way it is, Chelsea are ready to go places.
Yes, they are. They are.
But you notice something that it's as if they have some difficulty, just like Manchester United, to buy some players too.
No, the thing is, I think the problem has to come with the fact that Todd Boehly now is acting as the sporting director, and he's not really a football kind of guy, so to speak. That's why, exactly. So that's why you might see some of their transfers a little bit dodgy.
Allowing is it Granovskaya to leave?
Yes, Granovskaya leaving Chelsea. We all said it here. Marina did a fantastic job in Chelsea.
Seriously.
Her recruitment was absolutely amazing. They were able to make very good deals. You know, they didn't spend that much, but they got very good quality through the door. But now Chelsea are splashing the cash. That is all they do. They're just throwing money at people. And it might not pay out in the long run. You understand? Because it might be a short-term thing. You'll get all the players that you need to get through the door. But in the long run, will you be able to sustain it? Is it financially sustainable for you to be doing that? That is something that they need to look at.
You just have to work more on getting most of the players that they want. Looking at Chelsea there, although they have Kalidou Koulibaly now, the club that they got the player from Napoli are ready to also get Kim Min-jae from Fenerbahce. A good one for the central defender if he can move to Napoli to showcase his talent there. Now let's look at a player who has done it for Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, Suarez from Uruguay is going back home to rejoin his former club, the first club he ever signed his professional football performance for. We're talking about Nacional of Uruguay. They want to get him back, and he has agreed preliminary deal to rejoin Nacional.
That is the first indication that your career is coming to an end.
At least
exactly when you start going back home, making moves due to nostalgia and all that, and definitely he won't be able to stay in Europe, and unless he's going to move, going to do a Fabregas and move to a place like Como.
If you go to CDB.
Exactly, unless he's going to do that. But going back to Nacional, I think it's good for him. He'll get the adoration of his team, and it was a team that actually built up his career. So it's a very nice place to end it where you started it. So I think
but looking at Suarez, I'm sure maybe just want to go back home. I'm sure there are so many clubs in Europe that will still want to come for him. Maybe the offer on the table.
I think, but it's not anybody. It's not anybody that wants to splash the cash on a 35-year-old. And a striker, for that matter. You understand? The legs are not there. Yes, the tactical awareness, of course, the tactical awareness is there and all that. And you know you're going to get goals from him. But how many games will he be able to play for you? Will he be able to be quick enough? Will he be able to get the goals? Will he be commensurate to the money that you're willing to pay? And will he be willing to accept that kind of money? You understand? So you're not willing to splash the cash on a 35-year-old.
Some of them do accept pay cut, just like Ronaldo's case where he was moving around to get Jorge Mendes moving to get a club for him, and they don't even mind cutting down the £500,000 he's earning just to make sure he get a team that playing champions. Although it didn't work out,
it's not working out as it is right now, because lots of teams don't want him because he has this tendency.
He will dominate.
But he has a tendency to actually mess with the balance. He messes with the balance of teams, exactly, and most especially these big teams as it is right now, the Ronaldo kind of teams.
Attention will just be on him. Everybody will forget about other players.
I think maybe he should start thinking of doing a Suarez and going back to Lisbon. Maybe
he doesn't want to go back to Lisbon. He wants to play. He still wants to be in other countries where there is hope for him to be can win champions.
But they don't want him.
Well, that's the fact. None of the clubs are coming to accept. You need to accept the Manchester United.
None of the clubs are coming for him. Exactly. So he just has to take the Manchester United. Or maybe he can do an Ibrahimovic, get them back into the Champions League, and then you can be able to say something.
Do you know the fun? I'm looking at now that Ten Hag is actually getting so many players and he's working out little by little. Who knows? Maybe they can shock England and win the EPL one. Okay. I'm just saying. Before you took your eyes, you can shock Manchester United. Actually, maybe they can win the league, win the Europa Cup, comes back to
the Champions League,
2 more years, and then you can say, okay, I'm done. Exactly. I'm done here. I'm leaving.
Exactly. I believe at 37, Ronaldo can still do it. But I think the heart is not there.
Did you see the picture where he was actually gymming in the gym. It's
Yes,
fitness.
yes,
My
I
goodness,
did saw
37.
that. I did saw that, but we saw an amazingly fit 41-year-old Zlatan Ibrahimovic that could actually match Ronaldo's physique.
Both of them are
as well.
machines, so
You
that's-
understand? So that's the thing. So if Ibrahimovic can do it, I think Ronaldo can do it. If the heart is
I
there.
saw that picture. I was like, wow, this is even some young players who do this.
A lot of young players won't be able to get into that kind of shape. It's all about the dedication, you know, and Ronaldo has that. He actually has that, and he can be able to do it. If a team is willing to take the gamble on Ronaldo, I think he can be able to do it. But I believe what he should do is he should stay in
with
Manchester
Man
United, get them back into the Champions League. If you want to play the Champions League, you go back there and get it for them.
Prove to the world that yes,
exactly.
you are a
Exactly.
star player.
Zlatan came back to AC Milan. The first thing he said was, "I'm going to win the Scudetto for you." Within 2 seasons, he actually did that. He delivered. He wanted to play in the Champions League, and he brought them back to the Champions League to play there. Ronaldo can do the same, and he's like 6 years younger.
He can do it. Looking at Ronaldo 37, he's not 6 years. He's just trying to justify AC Milan because you're AC Milan. But now, 41 minus 37, where will you get 6 years?
He's 36.
Oh my goodness. Good one there. We just have to talk about Ronaldo, Zlatan, and also Luis Suarez. They are aging, but just like very fine wine in a new bottle. That will be it on 360 Sport on Trust TV with Ibrahim Yusuf. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.
I am Adini Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.